Welcome to the Perpetual Backlog Podcast, the gaming podcast catered for you to listen and get through that pesky backlog of yours. With hosts like Aqua, I have no idea what I'm doing, Dalit Duskwhite,
come for the games, stay for my friends trying to kill me with their horrible puns,
and League Wibble.
Hey, this is League coming at you with a funny one-liner that I've been ordered to record, but the joke is I can't think of anything, so yeah, finger guns, pew pew, totally cool.
So I have a question for you guys.
Go on then.
How does one make an action RPG game? Or not an action RPG. Yeah, actually, I know, action RPG game. Without any loot.
I don't think loot is mandatory, personally.
Okay, a Diablo-style action RPG game.
Oof. Well, that changes things considerably.
Yeah.
No, I need the shinies. No.
You need the shinies.
Ooh. What's the incentive for continuing?
You get cool spells.
Oh, is this the magic game?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay.
This game is hot garbage.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is
Oh.
a trash can fire that I can look away from. I played that game for 5 minutes and I put it down.
Oh,
you
actually had a...
I played the demo, yeah. Or the beta or whatever. It is bad.
Oh, no.
I don't know what to say other than this is just further just ingraining me in my position that the folks over at Magic don't know how to make a good game. Except for, I guess, their card game, and even that is up for debate at this point, I think.
Yeah, it's very much the card game, mate.
So,
start. But no, yeah. You saved me time, Aqua.
the game runs like ass.
That's already bad.
The game looks like ass. Again, there's no there's no gear in the game. You don't get gear.
I don't understand.
Like I don't. Yeah. You move around with WASD instead of clicking like around like in Diablo or other.
Okay. Well. So whatever.
It's really weird because normally if you're doing the whole WASD movement, your attacks will happen like where your cursor is. But even then, it's literally just where your character's looking, so you can't it's like very not involved with your control with your mouse.
Oh, that's gonna feel weird.
Yeah, you can move the camera with your mouse. That's about it.
Okay.
I have to assume, because if this isn't the case, then I genuinely don't know where to go from here. I have to assume that the logic was, we're just going to make an RPG with a story, and it'll be in a familiar enough delivery that people will play it and just kind of enjoy it, and maybe buy this extra whole entire class we've locked behind microtransactions.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Like I said, I didn't play it for very long because I was just like, ugh. All right. The progression in that game is you do certain things, and you when you level up, you get spells, and the spells are ended up being like magic cards. All right. And those cards actually those spells actually rotate out when you use them. Right. So it's like you get a deck of spells, and when you use them, it swaps them. Okay. Which that part's actually kind of cool. Or whatever. I would like to see that with a gearing system that maybe intertwines together with that. That would be cool.
Sir?
Yeah.
So are you telling me they made Chain of Memories but for Magic?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no! No,
they did. It. Yeah, it's a Diablo style action game. Card game.
I was just sitting here going, why does this sound so familiar to me?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
I know they want to tie in their main IP stuff, right? A card game is what is their bread and butter since inception for Magic the Gathering. But
But there's
you
characters.
can't. There's no way you can go wrong with a isometric drop down. Like point and click hack and slash action adventure, like Diablo, like. All you need, like, let me kill stuff, let me smash things, let me feel cool, let me get loots and shinies. That's all I ask.
It's bizarre to
Truly.
me as well because I don't. Right. So I might have come off a bit hard on Magic, and it's because I truly don't care for it. But one of the
Gotcha.
few things that I do, yeah, the few things that I do know is that there are characters, like there are actual like lore and characters in this universe. Why have you opted to make the card the one thing you bring over instead of,
I mean, I'm
you
I'm pretty
know,
sure there are going to be characters. It is story driven based. Like the tutorial you're in, you're like in this like weird in between realm where you run into like two of these characters that are fighting each other.
sure, but my thought is just let us play as one of the established characters. Like instead of barbarian,
Yeah,
cleric,
Oh no,
not cleric.
you pick a
you
class.
are.
You pick a
Yeah,
class.
yeah. But you are essentially what they call them?
You're
Uh,
planeswalker.
Planeswalker. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, well then I guess
And
I
I
will
assume you
retract
will.
my.
Yeah, I assume you will be like encountering known NPCs within the Magic the
Yeah.
Gathering world.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah.
Um, and the other cool thing is that like when you're traveling to like each different like instance areas or whatever, it does say planeswalk, and you click it and it like, planeswalk you. So you're actually like planeswalking
Hmm.
between going between planes. But
Yeah.
no, that game is. I don't know when this game's coming out, but they need to do a lot of stuff to this game before it's anywhere near good.
Mm.
Well, important question. Was this a beta or was this a demo?
Beta.
All right, well then maybe there's hope. That game's gonna get delayed.
Oh yeah, that game. Oh, I mean, it doesn't. I don't even think it has a release date yet. I think it's sometime
Oh.
this.
That's
I think
probably for the
I
best.
think it's sometime this year, but I don't think it. I think it's going to get pushed back.
Yeah. Well,
it-
I assume it was a unanimous bad reaction to it, from what I saw on the internet and what I
Uh,
was told by the people.
Yeah, it's pretty unanimous that it's
Yeah.
not good.
Yeah, they're scrambling behind the scenes, no doubt.
Yeah. But I tried that out because I was like, oh yeah, I can play this. And like when I was watching a stream of it, I was like, okay, this looks okay. And then I got it, and I was like, okay, this is not okay. Um, so I only played like
You hate to hear it.
I only played like 10. I got out of the first part of the tutorial and got into like the first like big area, and I was just like, I would rather just play Diablo. And even then, I'm not going to play Diablo because it's Blizzard, and I'm kind of not wanting to play any Blizzard games at the moment.
Hmm.
I am so close to beating Ghost of Tsushima.
Hey,
I've completed all of the ally story quests.
Yeah.
oh baby.
So now all I need to do is actually map out the third area, do all like the fox dens and the bamboo strikes and all that nice stuff. And then
Enjoy, soak it in.
yeah, the game. Oh, dude, that third area looks so good on the PS5.
Yeah, I
bet.
bet. Yeah,
I mean, you guys saw the video that
sure did.
I got on top of Mount. Was it where? Yeah, I was on Mount Jokaku or whatever. The big mountain where you get the flaming sword ability.
Yeah,
And then
that mountain can go eat a bag of dicks, but that fight at the top is pretty cool.
I used a guy to get up the mountain because I wasn't even about to try doing what like going out for 5 seconds searching for the next fucking bonfire place.
Going back,
Going
making sure you have
back.
enough heat,
Yeah.
and then doing it again. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's exactly how that went.
I was not doing that. I was like, nope, I'm going to guide this right now. Not wasting my time. Oh, I've got the Mongol armor too, but I haven't been using it. I've been using the ghost armor because it's lore friendly.
I used the Mongol armor for like 20 seconds, and I immediately realized I'm not about this life.
Ghost Dance makes that game very trivial.
It sure does.
Yeah. I mean, it makes it trivial to a point. Like if you're good enough to kill enough enemies to get the ability to use Ghost Dance, or without getting hit, or or if you just find the fucking Mongol leader and you chop his head off. But like sometimes it's not as easy because fuck people with spears, man. And then fuck the fucking flaming sword shield people.
Oh.
Yeah, those people are annoying because, well, you either have to dodge or you have to parry, and you ain't parrying with the flaming sword.
Use your smoke bombs.
I don't use a lot of the ghost tools, and I know.
I bet you don't, and this is why you're struggling.
Well, I'm not struggling. Like I
meant versus those units.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't really like using the ghost tools that much.
Ah, you are a true samurai.
You mean I mean, yeah. Every time I get the standoff button, I hit up. I'm like,
absolutely.
Fight me.
Face me.
Show me your skill.
It's so great. It's so dumb. I love it.
But yeah, almost done. I should be done with that game by next podcast. So.
I look forward to hearing your thoughts on the end. Well, not the end, but just everything you haven't gotten to yet.
I mean, I kind of already know most of the stuff towards the end.
Exactly. I'm sure you already know the story. I'm more interested in your experience.
Yeah. I've listened to a spoiler cast of Ghost of Tsushima. I don't like they didn't go into like full depth or whatever, but there's the choice at the end that that I have to make, like the only choice in the fucking game. Sucker Punch, making a game where you only actually have to have one choice. But speaking of PS5, because that's where I'm primarily playing this game, you got something this week, didn't you?
I did. My baby came in.
Congratulations.
Also,
wow.
Yeah.
With leak in the call? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Dang.
Look, I have two hands. I can hold her hand and a controller.
Okay.
But yeah, no, so my PS5 turned up earlier than expected, as we expected that April 9th was just a date they had on paper until they could get the facts straight. And it turned up, I want to say it was Wednesday-ish?
Yeah. It's 25th, I think.
Thereabout. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. Turned right up. No fuss, no muss, no coconuts. It was great. Boy, oh boy, I have some thoughts on this thing.
Are they good thoughts?
They're mostly good, but what a goddamn unit this thing is.
I know, right? Absolute unit.
Like, if you don't have one of these just yet, or you've not seen one in person, however large you think it is, you're still not making it big enough.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
This thing's so big.
Is it the size?
So big.
Is it the size of a dog? Is it smaller than a dog?
It's about as big
I
as
imagine.
A small dog.
Yeah, I imagine if you put a Chihuahua up and you put it on its side, it would be about that big.
Ah, there you go. Length of
if this falls on a Chihuahua, it's dead.
Oh my gosh.
He's so right, though.
I don't. Even in person, I figured maybe it would go away once I finally had it. I still don't know that I care for the white color scheme. I still feel like that's gonna yellow or get dirty.
Yeah.
But
that's what
the
getting
fins,
faceplates, getting another faceplate.
Exactly. Well, I've been calling them fins, but yeah, the faceplates they come off really, really easy. So I look forward to the themed ones that come out, or just straight up black or gray. I will have either of those things.
Yeah, there's already
and I
stores.
just hope that they don't
There's already stores that have black faceplates that you can swap out already.
Neat. I hope they don't charge a fortune for them because I'm kind of interested in that.
It's like
Gonna
40,
be honest.
40
My
bucks. I think.
theory is the reason why they made it white is because a lot of people go, nah, I don't want white. Oh, they detach. Oh, you can buy faceplates. Oh, cha-ching.
Well, so here's the thing.
I reckon
Sony doesn't have
you're
an
right,
official
though.
one. Sony doesn't have official.
Oh, but it's
Oh,
coming.
yeah.
You know, we've had up until this point whole themed consoles that never quite sold as well as they wanted them to because they're $600.
Yeah.
So now they get to sell faceplates for like $80 is my bet on Sony specific ones. Maybe only 60. Maybe they just charge a game's worth. My money's kind of on 80 though. And you'll get themes like they'll have like a Kingdom Hearts one, a Final Fantasy 16 one, a
Oh, for
FIFA
sure.
one, a Call of Duty one. They have all these ideas, I'm sure. Me, myself, personally, I just want a gray or a black one. Just give me PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2 era color scheme. I'm down.
They are most likely waiting to see what third-party sales are like.
Yeah.
Yes, and I wouldn't be surprised if you were very correct about that, finding out what the popular ones are and then telling them to fuck off and stop, so that Sony can do it.
Yeah.
I wish my friend Jen was still around. She was handy at doing custom things. She made me custom shoes 8 years ago. So I would have loved to just given her these plates and said, "Yeah, could you spray paint this for me? I'll pay you."
Hey, you want to know something?
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Actually, you want a bit of a remembering or whatever.
Go on then.
You go to art school.
My art school is pretty specific in what it's for. Sound Audio Engineering, SAE Institute.
The audio arts.
Yeah. They have an they had an animation department, but I believe that was closed down this semester before I started attending, actually, because Ricardo was in it. So yeah, it's just sound and film. But you raise a good enough point that maybe one or two artsy people are still about.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
Make some friends, man.
I've been doing my best. I've already turned up on someone's track once, so that's interesting.
Oh, nice.
No. It's just me saying their name. Like when you hear it in all those underground rap tunes, like the producer puts his stamp on it. It's just one of those things.
Oh, okay.
I see.
Back on topic, so we don't talk about my school life that I'm trying desperately to get away from. The console stuff is great. It's actually not as heavy as you'd think for being the size it is. But speaking of heft, that controller is really nice.
Told you.
Yeah, it's a good bit of heft and sits in the hands real nice.
As someone that was skeptical initially about it, how do you think about it now?
Boy, oh boy, was I. I'm not, so physically speaking, I'm not 100% on the taper because it does feel a bit more like a Xbox controller in that regard. I like the rounded off arms on previous controllers, but I love the heft. So let's talk about the thing that I wasn't 100% on before, shall we? So haptic is a thing. Haptic is a thing that's been hyped up quite a lot. Yeah. Haptic is a thing that's been hyped up quite a lot, and I didn't really buy into. I was wrong. Mostly. There is a caveat to that.
Okay.
So the caveat immediately is, it's still not as good as people say. But I understand why people say what they do. So it's still just a vibration, and the motor is more sensitive, so you're getting more variance in just how powerful the shake is. But I feel like a lot of what people say they feel isn't entirely accurate. After messing around with Astro's Playroom, and we'll get to that because that game is spectacular, what I found was that they were very, very clever in that whenever you walked over something that gave that feedback, there was also a sound that played with it. So it felt like I was going over glass. It felt like I was going over metal. It felt like I was stuck in the mud.
Yeah.
But in reality, it was just shaking. It wasn't even shaking in a a particularly specific way. It was just different levels of vibration, accompanied by an adorable picture on screen and a very convincing sound effect coming from the controller. I can't wait to turn that off, by the way.
Oh, what, the sound?
The sound, yeah. Like
Yeah.
for Astro, it
Mhm.
seems baked in, so I'm gonna. So I obviously don't want to turn it off for that. That's brilliant, but I don't want my controller speaking to me.
I don't know if
Cheers.
it's an all around option you can pick, but in games that do have stuff that can go through your controller, most of them will be in game options to turn that off. When I was playing
Yeah.
GTA 5, during the scene when you're playing as God fuck what's his name, or what's their name? Like literally when you're stealing the cars right in the beginning of the game.
Lamar and
And
I keep wanting to say CJ. He's not CJ.
Lamar and his name starts with a K.
Does it though? Does
Oh,
it?
yeah.
Does it though? Do you remember?
I think it does. It's like
Wow.
Kennedy or something. Or like it's kind of like
Hmm.
Frank. No, it's Franklin.
Franklin. Yeah, there you
Ah.
go.
There's a K in it.
I mean,
Okay,
yeah,
somewhere,
I
yeah.
guess.
Um, when you're driving the cars, and you're speaking to each other through like the car phones or whatever, um, Lamar's voice comes through your controller, and I was like, I'm not about this, so I had to find the fucking option. There's an option in GTA to turn controller sound off.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a neat idea, but that can absolutely go die in a fire.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But for Astro, I understand what they're doing. Astro's a gigantic tech demo for what the PS5 is going to do throughout its life cycle, and that is brilliant. It's a free, full game. That's the best tech demo I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
Continuing on the topic of haptic, we've spoken about this before when I didn't fully realize what it could do. But I still don't think that we'll be seeing its inclusion in that many games that aren't first party. A few, I'm sure, here and there, but I think this is mostly a. I don't want to call it a gimmick because it's really nice. Um, no, I'm going to use the word gimmick for now until I'm proven wrong. Like this is just like a sublime gimmick.
Well, I mean, at the moment, Call of Duty uses it, and that's not first party.
What do they do with it though?
They the vibrations of your guns are different with each gun that you use, and they also have the adaptive triggers in use.
Do they? Okay, so that's the one that I was going to bring up because this is the one that I do not see getting used that often, and apparently I'm already wrong.
Yeah,
Because
they already use it.
I just can't imagine I'm playing Call of Duty. I come around a corner and I don't want to just be able to spray immediately, or even just before. I don't want anything to stop me getting the first shot because then you lose. It's just how it goes. But hey, I'm happy that it's seeing more. I think this could be excellent for, funnily enough, not Call of Duty, but games in the vein of like Uncharted and Last of Us, and like any game that has like a high tense moment, where, like the characters panicking, a little bit of vibration, they can't pull the trigger well. Like this could be narrative storytelling using the controller.
Yeah. I don't think
But
it's in.
I
I don't think the adaptive triggers is in multiplayer.
all right, yeah, they can do it the hell they want in story mode. That's fine. Just don't fuck around with multiplayer. I don't think anyone. Well, I don't think the Sweat Lords want. And me from 2009 certainly wouldn't want that. But yeah, no, I think it's such a great idea. I do not think long term we're going to see a lot of use of it.
I think we'll see it in the games that are like very story driven. Like I think we'll definitely see it in God of War. We'll definitely see it in
I believe that Sony
Horizon
will.
Forbidden West.
Yeah, I definitely think Sony will say, "Hey, look, you work for us, and we're not telling you what to do, but we are saying we'd really like it if you made full use of this controller. So yeah, Santa Monica, Gorilla, Kojima, if he ever works with them again. Like, these are people who probably would have used it anyway. Naughty Dog, maybe even Sucker Punch. These are people who already would have used it anyway, that I think are going to be leaned on by the company to use more.
Yeah.
But I imagine Activision after long will drop this. I think so. My issue, my reason for saying that, by the way, because I should probably justify that weird thought, as I already seem pretty freaking wrong on it. But my reasoning for thinking this is when you're making a game for multiple consoles, I don't think you'd want to have to put more time into one for a reason as kind of like just the controller. The controller, though. Like, while it's the new hotness, absolutely, let everyone know, because that's just extra clout for you. But in a couple years' time, after it's worn off, like six axis in the PS3 and 4, I imagine we won't see much of it from outside. Maybe. But let's talk about Astros, because that's amazing. This is the cutest little fucking game in the whole world.
It's really
like
good.
I feel like this does what they wanted Little Big Planet to do and just never did for me. I adore this little tiny robot. I want a little Nindroid. Is what they're called? Yeah,
I guess so. I mean, Nendroid is the type of like figure.
Oh, whatever. The ones that aren't the Funko Pops. I want like a little statuette of this damn thing with like a bunch of Sony paraphernalia, because this did the nostalgia, and I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Aww.
Easy plat.
But yeah, they. Oh goodness, I'm sure that's purposeful. They don't.
Yeah,
they don't want you to struggle on the tech demo.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I should also clarify. I keep calling it a tech demo.
It is
because it is, but it's also like a complete game.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I haven't beaten it yet, but I have to imagine it can't be more than like a 4 to 6 hour game.
No, it's not. I don't even think it's that long. Because like there's only 4 areas, or I think it's like only 4 areas, or like 4 portals you actually go into, and then it opens up a final place, which is where you where you fight like the final boss.
Dun dun dun. But yeah, all the while, I went through PS1 era and PS3 era because PS2 wasn't the one next to it. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It was great. It was great. I got a bunch of stickers that I put on the wall. All the little robots are happy. They're all dancing. I got to jump around on gigantic rubber duckies. Collected all the old PlayStation gear. Oh, it's very good.
Yeah.
And like the actual robots dressed up like those characters are immediately recognizable, and they make you want to search them out to see what other cameos are here.
There's I think there's like actually quite a few DMC or like Devil May Cry fucking cameos. I know there's one where
possibly
there's definitely one where one of them's just dressed up like Dante.
Wouldn't be surprised. I've run into more than I can count right now. Because some are very blatant. The one I've loved the most is Crash, because he just wore the old early 2000s Crash mascot. It was great.
Yeah,
it's great, wonderful. But it's also a tech demo, and it shows off like everything really well. It does the triggers, and those feel really satisfying to crush those little gachapon.
You understand how like the resistance of those triggers, right? Like. You understand you understand now what I was talking about?
I do. I feel like I'm going to break these things every single time. It's a good feeling though, because it's like, I have to really, really do something about it.
Have to actually use some finger strength.
Yeah. But man, like it's very good. The triggers are used often in various ways. 6-axis is also used a lot. I still don't like it. I can't wait to not have to deal with that anymore. The touchpad is used. Least favorite section of the game by far
is rolling around.
Rolling around. That was It didn't bother me enough to stop playing or even really hurt the experience. But boy, oh boy, least favorite portion.
Yeah, I can
The
definitely.
monkey isn't bad because it uses the triggers. I think the triggers are the best gimmick that it has going on right now. And it's just so cute. Like little beaches and forests and runway. Oh, it's great. It's great. I love this.
If you start doing like
more of this.
If you start doing like the speed run time trial segments after you beat the game, and like say like you did it, and then I went back and like actually did the same level you did, but did it in a faster time. The game will. I mean, if you're playing at the time, I don't know if it's like if you're not playing at the time, but if I beat your time, the game will automatically like you'll get a notification like while you're playing saying, "Hey, your friend just beat you in this time. You wanna face them, or like you want to try beat it."
I don't hate that. I'm gonna be honest. Asymmetrical competition is something I'm kind of about.
And like it'll be like because you could be playing like another game, and it'll just say, "Hey, your friend beat your time, etc., and then you hit the PS button, and you can like automatically just start up Astro in that level.
Yeah, that's something I haven't messed around with. I haven't messed around with the card system yet. Mostly because I couldn't be asked because I didn't like the system when it was shown to me. Maybe I'll like it more in practice. We'll see. I do like how fast it is.
Oh yeah,
that's nice.
Load times are chef's kiss.
Yeah, that's real nice. Also, by the way, it's not very often that this happens. It's usually only when it's, I don't know, downloading something really impressive, I guess. This thing can get loud.
You know, mine hasn't gotten loud yet. Or at least I haven't noticed it.
It's only happened twice. But when like all the fans started spinning for those 2 times, oh boy, it didn't even sound like it was straining. It sounded like, yeah, this is just what peak performance is like. You gotta deal with it.
It just sounds like, it sounds like good air, like good cooling is what it sounds like.
Yeah, and it doesn't happen for very long.
No. I see. So expect in the summer months it might happen more frequently.
Yeah, possibly.
That's very likely, especially where I live.
I mean, especially where I live.
Yes.
90-degree plus humidity weather. It feels good, man.
Well, I'll get into the hundreds, so I don't have to worry about humidity, but I feel like you have a completely different issue to deal with. That humidity could be, I don't think it's going to be an actual issue. This thing's so well ventilated, but...
Oh, yeah, no.
No, it's a good box. It's a good box. I can't wait to change the color of the box, but it's a good box.
Well, welcome to the club.
Oh,
I have come to the world of tomorrow.
I look longingly from the outside.
I just imagine the David Tennant gif. Crying in the rain. No.
Dolan
come hither.
Dolan and I are sitting at the table or whatever. We've got our fancy cups of tea with our top hats and monocles on, and Leek's just outside in the rain in her like, in like some drab clothes going.
Yeah, I'm holding an umbrella, but it's one of those really pitiful broken ones.
Oh yeah.
Come hither.
I wanna.
It's a simple thing. It's just the Pacific Ocean.
It's just the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
That's it. That's my thought.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't really get to play a game. I tried to play a game. I did try. I got to downloading something I saw. I haven't yet downloaded. It's Subnautica. I wanted to play this game for a while. It looks terrifying when you get to the certain parts of it, like a deep sea. I'm terrified of the deep ocean. Terrified. Horrible. Yeah, but it is on Play at Home. Thank you, Jules. But it's on Play at Home. It's one of the games that are available for free.
I should probably.
That's very cool.
I should download it just to have it.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah. Nice.
Subnautica on PS5.
Ooh,
Wow.
that would actually be pretty amazing. Oh, yes.
What would the difference be? Because it's not going to be load times, right? It's just gonna be
It would
textures,
be
probably?
it would be a little bit load times. Definitely textures. I mean, like if I had a 4K monitor, I could output it at probably 4K 60.
Mm.
It's definitely going to be frame rate. Frame rate's going to be.
Oh right, yeah,
Dude,
yeah,
dude,
yeah.
dude, you've only played Astro's Playroom, right?
No,
Oh, what have you played then?
I played Ghosts and I played Street Fighter 5.
Oh,
There you
you
go.
gotta tell us. You gotta tell me. Like that's all I have.
Hey, Leaks Atlantis, speak. I'll come in again
Okay.
at the end. I'm interested to hear how far she managed to get, other than downloading in Subnautica, if at all.
That's really it, honestly.
Oh,
I know.
Oh.
I mentioned last week I saw that freaking Genshin Impact Slime Paradise shenanigans.
Yes, you did.
I attempted to also get that. They said it was for PS4, and I could not freaking find it at all. The PS4 shop sometimes is awful for finding games that are not on like the front page.
I agree. I think that's very
What
true.
the fuck? Oh, I couldn't find it, so I was like, fuck that.
I mean, that's probably for the best. I can't imagine it's going to be like if it's not just in the game itself. It's probably not going to be anything big.
Well,
I didn't actually check inside the game. That's true.
I know there's actually some Fall Guys-esque type mini games in Genshin Impact right now.
Is there?
Yeah,
Really?
There's an event going on. Yeah, there's some Fall Guys-esque mini games in it, and like you do like the Fall Guys-esque mini game, and then at the end you fight a boss.
Huh?
So
Maybe it's time to go back at some point when I have time again.
Yeah, I'll have a nosy about that instead. But and yes, I did use the search bar option. There is you can enter the game's name. I did try that too. Before anybody says, actually, could you, I did try.
actually,
Didn't even
no.
dawn on me to ask that.
Yeah, that was essentially it, honestly.
oh,
So go. What else did you play? Go.
Yeah, I played a bit of Street Fighter 5 because that was the shorter download of the two, and I don't know what the change is. I don't think that saw an upgrade
no,
between PS4 and PS5.
I don't think it has an upgrade. I think the load times are probably just a little bit faster, but I think that's about it. I don't think there's like a PS5 version of Street Fighter 5.
Does
The
it still
problem
look like
is-
claymation? I hate.
Oh god, yes, no, that's just bad
Yeah.
art style. The problem with the load times is I also have it on PC and that's where I was playing it, so it didn't even dawn on me that the load times were better because they probably were. But the load times on PC are also pretty nice. So yeah, I mean it's fine. It's supremely playable. It feels good to play. It's no longer my fighter of choice now that Guilty Gear exists for me in a way that isn't plus R.
Roll back.
Yeah. Other than that, I did also download 7, which I haven't touched yet, and I won't touch until the DLC,
Yes.
so I can just see with eyes unclouded by hate.
In...
And I downloaded and I have Ghost of Tsushima, so I tossed in the disc and let it do its thing.
I need to get Guilty Gear, and I want to see the difference of rollback with versus PS4 and PS5. Is any? We'll see.
I shouldn't think there'd be a difference. I think in regards to that kind of situation, what you're going to see is that you're not benefiting from the PS5 quick load because you're still waiting on whoever is slowest to get in.
Bring it down to my level.
Pretty much. Maybe fighting games need to be at 60 frames per second, so I can't imagine you'll see a frame rate boost either. I mean, I'll be able to play at a higher resolution than you, but that's it. I think.
I just need to get my Potemkin game up,
I don't look forward to that. I would rather deal with Faust.
How did it feel going through Ghost though?
I didn't get anything done. I just walked around. Like, I got on my horse and I was like, no, this is going too fast. Off you go, horsey. I'm gonna do a bit of a hike through Tsushima. And I challenged people to duels. They died. I won. I moved on. It was great. I was so spellbound again by this game. I completely forgot to go into photo mode. I was literally just walking around, sitting on top of high places, looking about.
That photo mode is really in depth.
It was great in the PS4 version. It's just going to look better now. I cannot wait.
Oh, did you mess with the dynamic contrast setting?
No.
Oh.
I will. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes,
Okay.
I tell a lie because I did go into my options and immediately look around. What extra buttons do I have? I completely forgetting that this wasn't a PS5 game. It's like, right. This was just an upgrade, an update.
Yeah.
A 1.2 update, I think it was.
Yeah.
It is a crazy good-looking game, and I can't wait for another game from this company because I don't know necessarily that we're going to get Ghosts 2.
No, we're gonna.
Don't think that's going to happen.
No, we're just gonna get another Infamous game.
Don't say that. I liked the first game. I was so done with it after that. No, wait, was it Infamous? No, it was Killzone, right?
I'm pretty sure Sucker Punch does Infamous as well.
Oh, was it Sucker Punch? Who am I thinking of?
You're thinking of
I'm thinking of Horizon, Guerrilla. Right.
Yeah, you're thinking of Guerrilla Games.
Right.
And they're working
So,
on Horizon. So
Yeah, so I look forward to another game in the vein of Ghost of Tsushima, because that just so good. And that was it. That was my experience because I unfortunately didn't get to play a lot. My days are pretty busy, and what bit of free time I have, I tend to spend on other things. But I did carve out time specifically for that. I also played a bit of Tekken 7, but that's PC side because I wanted to try out Lydia. She's great. I like her. She's very pretty, and she does the karates. I am not good at her. I will be going right back to Josie.
yeah, I heard she's a really good character, really good addition.
Yeah, she has a lot
really fast.
Ooh, I didn't take that from her actually. I mean, she is sure. Yeah, no, I didn't take away her speed as being one of her big things. I'm focused mostly on her just frames, giving you upwards of like 50 points of damage for just stray hits. It was great.
Juggling, I'd imagine she'd be good at juggling.
Her combo game's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't strike me as being any more special than anyone else's.
Mm.
It looks really fancy because again, she has a couple of just frame moves, so like you get the extra blue sparks on top of her hit spark.
All right.
Her straight damage is really nice.
Yeah, I heard she hits like a truck.
She really does.
So
she's got a couple of parries. They're more forgiving than Leroy, who was an absolute terror, which is probably the right call.
Mm-hmm.
Her stances are more like who has stances that isn't Lei? They're like Jin's alert stance more than Lei's various animal kung fu stances.
Yeah, I heard she had fuck. It was like quick stances like who's another karate character or karate-ish type character that uses stances?
Jin.
Yeah, but not just
Jin has his alert stance.
Yeah,
his
but
meditation stance and his.
Man, I was just like,
what's his back one too?
I was thinking of more. I was listening to a podcast earlier today that was talking about her as well.
Yeah, her stances are more akin to Tekken stances. Lei is a Tekken vet, so it feels weird to lump him in his own little category. But he is a proper stance character where you can go into stance and stay in that stance for a bit.
Yeah.
He goes into Crane. There's no time limit. He is in Crane until you switch out of it, use an
Maybe
attack,
like
or cancel.
Xiao Yu then, because she has that backwards thing.
Again, that's a proper stance though. That's not a time limit.
Right.
This is because if she goes into AOP, Art of Phoenix, or back turn, she can just stay in that for as long as she wants. This is more
true.
akin to Josie's switch stance where she swaps legs, Steve's flicker stance, Jin's alert.
Yeah, they're like
Mihachi's
they're like
ogre.
really quick stances. You like,
Yeah,
Eddie
like
Gorgeous
you
or whatever
seconds.
it is.
Yeah, like you have a couple of frames for which to either proceed to the next stance or to use an attack out of that stance or let it fall off.
Yeah.
And boy, oh boy, her game out of those stances can be wacky. She's got a straight up guard break on one of them. It's a high, so you can duck it, but if you get hit by that and you're at the wall, hello to 80 damage. GG's.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Well,
it sounds like she's representing Poland.
Yeah, she's great. I think she's a fantastic character addition. I think she's one of the most normal characters we've had in a while. Is that true? Yep. Yeah. Because the last few have been Leroy, who was a hype machine. Fakumran, I believe. I don't remember how to say his name, and I don't want to just call him the internet meme name. Who is literally a giant, scary Thai monster man.
Yeah.
Ganryu, who is Ganryu. And Kurimitsu, who is a ninja. And she is also very different. It'd be like saying Yoshimitsu is a normal character.
Did you go through a story mode?
She doesn't have one.
Yeah.
She doesn't have one. Oh.
She doesn't have one. It's the kind of the downside to the Tekken DLC model. You get the characters, which is great for someone like me who just goes online and gets devastated. But for someone who's interested in like the extra things to do, Tekken is not a strong series for that anymore. Tekken Bowl is not an online mode. It's just for you to do locally, which is lame. I don't even remember if it has survival. It might.
Because the older
No,
games...
because it has...
No, because the older games, that even the extra characters had a story mode. I'm disappointed.
Yeah, I mean... I don't think the arcade mode gives endings in this game because there was an actual dedicated story mode.
Huh.
Oh.
So yeah, the DLC characters got shafted. There is no Noctis ending. There is no... what's the bloke with the bat? Negan ending. Nope.
Mm-hmm. Dang.
Yep.
I enjoyed those.
Same. A lot of people did. I imagine they'll be back. I imagine this will not be the model going forward.
I'll be back. It's what they would
that's
say.
Mortal Kombat.
True, the Terminator is in there.
But yeah, that finally does wrap up the few things I got my hands on this week in my downtime.
I was supposed to play Outriders with Ethis this past week, but we didn't because his internet went out the day we were supposed to play.
That is unfortunate.
So we scheduled it for this week.
Okay.
And I think he's going to get the game as well. I've already have it pre-ordered on PS5.
Yeah.
So
very cool.
I'll be playing that this Thursday, but we get that
Fun.
later. We now get to move on into something we can actually do now because we have a question. Yeah.
Question.
We get email questions. People can email us questions, and we will answer them. This question comes from our one and only fan, Little Vegeta. Everybody knows Little.
Hey. Good luck.
And he says, for everyone, what age were you when you got hooked on gaming, and what was the game that hooked you?
Oh my gosh. All right, I'll go first because it was way back in the 80s. Yeah.
Back in the 80s.
Yeah, one of my extended relatives, they had the Master System.
Oh God.
to Alex Kidd and stuff like that. Yeah. I remember, yeah, it was Alex Kidd, or was it the Master System version of Sonic the Hedgehog? It's back in the day where there was no direct port for each console. There was like its own development, its own game. Yeah. Oh gosh, it was back then. I had fond memories of going to my cousin's house and then playing on their Master System. It was great.
Do you know what game it was? Like that actually hooked you, or was it just like
Sonic the Hedgehog, of course?
Sonic the Hedgehog.
It was really hard. I swear, the Master System version was more difficult than the Mega Drive or Genesis, whatever you want to call it.
Oh yeah.
My gosh,
that is genuinely surprising to hear.
No, really, it was. But then again, I was super young at the time, so maybe
games do tend to get easier as you get older.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy, do they! I'm looking at you, Riku.
Oh yeah, and then like I guess it was usually like my fondest memories when I was much younger was when I was actually playing games at my friend's house rather than my own console. And like, what was it, the Amiga? One of my next door neighbor friends had an Amiga. Yeah. So I played like, what was it, New Zealand Story and stuff like that on there. Oh my god. And the original Monkey Island run as well. Awesome.
All right, what about you?
That sounds fantastic. Holy crap.
Oh, and then, no, my other friend had, like, PC. An early PC, right? But they had Carmen San Diego. So I would just go around their house.
Correct.
I would literally just go around their house, not to play with them, but to play Carmen San Diego.
I loved playing Carmen San Diego on the PC.
Oh, I did. I got kicked out of their house. I was like, look, we need to have dinner now. Could you go home?
Oh, man. I also played a lot of Carmen San Diego. On the computer as well. It wasn't my own copy, so I also played one of my friend's copies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there was the games, the show, the animated show. Oh, yeah, Carmen was great.
Yes.
For me, I've had time to sit and think about this. I still can't really remember the earlier. Like I played a lot of games on the 64 because I was actually I wouldn't say super late to gaming or anything. But like my uncle was a gym teacher and a coach, so I did a lot of sports. But even he would sit down and he'd play whatever the FIFA game was at that time. And the other game was Metal Gear Solid. But that's probably in and of itself not the game to get me into it. I think the correct answer to that would be just honestly the old demo discs we got. Just because of how many options I had. Like I remember playing through the first levels of like Crash and Spyro and
Resident Evil 3.
Siphon Filter. If I had to pick an actual game though, the game that I put a lot of time into when I was young was Ocarina of Time. I'm not the biggest Zelda fan in the world, but I am absolutely a Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess fan. And Ocarina of Time just comes from my aunt was very bad at the game. So it was a lot of, hey, come beat this for me. Until eventually I was like, can I just start my own file? so I can actually know what's going on. And like that was the first game that like I think I sat down and I actually beat through and saw credits on. And I guess that's not, in the grand scheme of things, that's not like super late to game. It's still a 64 game. I'm born in 90s.
So, I'm the wee bab when it comes to being super late to gaming. All right. As a kid, we had a PS1 as a younger than 9 years old. We had a PlayStation 1, but me and my brother didn't really play it that much. And it wasn't our system. It was actually my dad's system. And he would play games like Tomb Raider and SOCOM on them. And we would, I would watch him play play Tomb Raider. I never really got into games with them. I tried my hand at playing Final Fantasy VII because we had that for some reason. I don't even remember my dad even playing it, but we had it. Um, and I just know I couldn't get past the first reactor because I didn't know you had to pick up Jesse. Um, I've played a little
The
bit
amount of times I hear this,
of...
she's right there.
But
How were you not talking to her?
because there was a countdown on the screen of please get the fuck out of the Mako reactor. Not, hey,
With the
stop and
pretty
talk.
lady, well, the pretty
That's
female
funny.
polygons.
I was about to say, you couldn't tell anything with those polygons.
This
That's
is
so
true.
funny. No, it's really like, bye, I'm out of here. Good luck. Good
But
luck, Jesse.
I mean, I didn't know, and my brother didn't know either. But my brother wasn't really into games either, and my dad was the only one that was like actually like sat there and like played the video games, right? And we'd go over to my uncle's house and I'd play a little bit of Quake on his computer, or that's where I would play Carmen Sandiego. But I was never into game. I was never really into games then. Like it was like cool to watch. I didn't get into games until we got a PlayStation 2. And I played and beat Kingdom Hearts. That's actually when I got into playing video games. And that's why.
Oh god, you were like the Square Enix dream story. We need to get people more interested in playing our games. How do we do it? Let's team up with Disney. We'll get all of the people.
Yeah.
Can't believe you were actually one of the people.
I'm one of the people that really started playing video games with Kingdom Hearts. And that's mainly because I saw the commercial for it. And I was like,
excellent commercial.
And I knew about Final Fantasy. Like I knew about Final Fantasy 10 and I knew about Final Fantasy 7. But those were the only two ones that I like knew about and have like seen people play. But I was like, I saw that and I saw that thing. I was like, Kingdom Hearts. There's some Final Fantasy characters and Disney characters, and I'm like, at that time, I'm not really into Disney either. All right, but I'm like, oh, this could be cool. This actually kind of looks cool. And so when we got a PS2, that was like the game that I wanted to get, and I played it and beat it, and that's when I was like, okay, I really like video games. And then after that, we got the original Xbox, and that's when I went ham on like Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2. I played the shit out of those two games, and when Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, this is after I'm like more into gaming, but like I'm still playing outside a lot of the time. After Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, Kingdom Hearts 2 was actually, I would say the Kingdom Hearts series in general is what got me into actually gaming or whatever. Kingdom Hearts 1 started it, but Kingdom Hearts 2 literally solidified me playing video games. I had a memory card filled up with nothing but KH2 files. Like, it was filled to the max with just KH2 files.
It's actually pretty impressive given that alternate runs really don't amount to much.
I mean, it's more like different difficulties.
Difficulties builds, as it were, from starting.
And you can only fight certain bosses once. You have to restart the game to play those bosses again. Okay. You have, at this time I'm like 12 years old. All right, or not 12 years old. When did Kingdom Hearts 2 came out? 2005, 2006.
Dude, I don't even know how old you are right now.
I'm 28, going on 29. So I don't know how old I was in 2005, but I think that's when.
All right.
I would say I'm like 13 at the time. I guess I'm gonna go with 13. I knew nothing about making save files that are like.
There we go.
Like
there we go. That's what I was getting at.
At this point, I had never beaten 7. At this point, I had like I didn't beat Final Fantasy.
Jesse was still there waiting for you.
I didn't beat Final Fantasy 7 until I was in like sophomore year. And even then, I went through half of the game still using the Buster Sword.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair. People make a big deal of that. It's super easy in the remake, but it was absolutely doable in the original as well.
I
I can absolutely see how you were able to do that.
even like getting into video games, I was still very not like into video games. Like if that makes any sense. Like I'm not like
You went into video games. You went to your video games.
yeah, I was into my video. Like I mean, even when I did go through 7 or whatever, I was really into playing 7 or whatever. But I wasn't into it to the fact where I like knew everything. I knew I wanted to like know everything, or I wanted to like anybody that knows me playing video games, I skip through fucking tutorial like menus and shit like that. I get into playing. I don't care about reading stuff or whatever. I wanna experience the gameplay for myself or whatever. So like even playing Final Fantasy 7 when I'm in my sophomore year or whatever, the concept of me swapping out a weapon was just like whatever. All right. I was just like, okay, I'm going through this. I mean, and I went through like half the game with the Buster Sword, so like whatever. Um, I do unintentional challenge runs. Like when I went through fucking Birth by Sleep on Terra's fucking playthrough, I accidentally turned on no experience mode and went through his like almost his entire story on proud mode
Oh gosh.
with zero. And I was confused though. Why wasn't I getting experience? But I didn't
Truly.
even realize I had that on.
Truly, you opened yourself to the darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I have done that sort of thing myself too, like the Shadow Colossus, where you can get those silver-tailed lizards to up your stamina and stuff like that. I had no idea, so I went through the whole game with original health and stamina bars. That was tricky.
So I did that too because I didn't know about the lizards of the fruit. I feel like that's
Yeah.
forgivable because nothing tells you anything about that.
It's true. I had no idea.
this
No
is
idea.
this is 100% the commercial that I saw.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
And honestly, what solidified it was the music in that commercial.
Yeah, absolutely. I still get. I have heard this music to no end. I still get nostalgic hearing Simple and Clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can stand that.
I remember. So we're gonna go ahead and say my answer is gonna be Kingdom Hearts 2. That's what my answer is gonna be. Just because of how into Kingdom Hearts 2 I was. I remember buying Kingdom Hearts 2 because I had already moved down to North Carolina at this time. But when I got Kingdom Hearts 2, I was visiting family in Delaware, and went to EB Games up there, and bought Kingdom Hearts 2. And my cousin had a PS2, and when we went over, I was like, we need to play this game now because my cousin was a Kingdom Hearts fan as well, and so we
Oh God, it's genetic.
oh gosh, genetic, yeah. And well, I mean, I don't think she got into like Kingdom Hearts. I don't. She didn't really get into video games at all, like that much or whatever. But she like enjoyed Kingdom Hearts. But I remember like first going through that Roxas bit, and me and her thought that there was something wrong with the TV because it kept fuzzing up during like the bits.
Oh, I get, yeah.
And I was like, we're like, something wrong with your TV? And she's like, I don't know. I have so many, like, it really sucks that I have such a disdain for Kingdom Hearts right now.
Yeah, I understand that though, because I was a huge Sonic nerd, like I said, all the way back from Master System, and these days,
Yeah, Sonic's a big joke right now.
no. Well, there is like the CG animation is actually quite funny. The memery one.
Yeah.
What?
Did you have an OC?
Excuse me, what?
Did you have an OC?
Yes. Of course I did, you fool.
Okay, I mean, look, that was the only answer I was going to accept, so fair enough.
Yeah. Ha! I even worked on the freaking comics.
Oh, all right, fair enough.
Yeah. On the online version of Sonic the Comic, Winky Face. Yeah, but No, I actually enjoy the recent Sonic the Hedgehog movie too. Go figure.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's
Still
good.
need to see it. Yeah.
I was surprised. It's on Netflix. You can watch it.
Oh well, I wonder if it's on American
I'll
Netflix.
watch it with you. I'll happily watch it again.
I think it's on HBO Max.
Fuck, it's not on American Netflix. Okay.
It isn't. Oh my gosh.
If it's on HBO Max, it almost certainly isn't.
Oh,
I think it's on
well,
HBO Max.
I
I'd
see.
have
I
to go
see.
look. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Kingdom Hearts 2. That's what I'm gonna go with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you guys would like to send in some questions and we'll answer them in our little bits before going into the news, you can email us at perpetualbacklogpodcast@gmail.com, or you can DM me on Twitter. Either one works. I'm attached to both of them pretty easily. But let's get into some news this week. We have like a lot.
It's time for the news.
We have a lot to talk about, ish, kinda. I mean, a lot of stuff happened this week.
Yes.
First up, Ikumi Nakamura opens a new indie studio. She is one of the developers that was working on Ghostwire Tokyo before she actually left, like literally almost right after the announcement of Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yeah, it was very soon thereafter.
Well, she also had a child within that time too. So
Yes. So thoughts? Well, it says in the article she explained in like a documentary she did or an interview that working on the games actually taxed her health overall very badly, which was one of the things that contributed to her leaving.
Yeah.
Yes, and I will say, yeah, sure. Having a child is actually really fucking taxing on a person.
Yeah.
But also, I don't want to speculate in this particular situation, but there is like maternity harassment is quite prevalent in a lot of companies in Japan, and it shouldn't be. And they actually have maternity leave as well. So it's like they pay for that kind of thing. But there are instances where you're still kind of like looked down on for trying to work through during that kind of time as well. So I don't know if that's contributed to her health too, because stress can heck you up a lot. But we'll see. She hasn't really said anything on that regard. But
And I don't expect she will.
No, probably won't not. But if you look up the word matahara, they have actually a word in Japanese for it too.
Oh damn.
So yeah, matahara.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Well, as an American, nothing about what you said surprises me, because that's how it works in America for ladies to get pregnant as well. They don't even get like proper maternity leave.
No, you have to like fucking fight for it.
Yeah, there is huge improvements like in Japan too. They're trying to promote even paternity leave. Like there was a big show there was a Japanese politician that specifically took paternity leave to like promote it. So there is
never
like
catch on in America.
I know I'm quite shocked, honestly. Like learning that America doesn't have that at all.
Yep.
Any time off whatsoever is fought for tooth and nail.
Oh. Well, getting back to this news though, it's great that she started her own company. Yeah. I'm looking forward to what she does.
She's definitely a character.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you saw her in the her presentation, right? Everyone loves her.
Yeah. She's so hyper up on the stage.
Yeah.
So. I'm looking forward to it. A lot of good indie games have came out in the past couple of years, so we will see what her and her team will work on.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, her being a true like proper veteran of the industry, to see if what is meant by indie in her department. Well, are we going to see art-focused smaller games, or is it just going to be, or is it going to be like when everyone thought Kojima was going to put out an indie game from his indie studio?
She said that she decided that that experience to open up her small studio and build her own IP, and she wanted her hand at trying an IP in a studio, and now that's what she's working on now. So I mean, It's probably just going to be on the. I mean, it's probably going to have more of an indie style artwork, just because it's a new studio, and
That's fair. I'm I Ghostwire Tokyo isn't even out yet, right?
no, it's not.
That game's not out, and the last thing I saw her work on was Rainbow Siege when she did like a pair of absolutely wicked skins for it.
Yeah, she was also a Bayonetta concept artist.
Oh yes, for sure. She was the one who suggested glasses as well. I think it was.
Oh,
Yep, and then Kamiya would not back down after they were like, "Yep, nope, this is it.
yeah.
They're not going anywhere."
Hideki Kamiya is like, yes, we brought them. We,
Yes.
we have
Yeah.
so many people.
So
now.
she's had her hands on art. She's had her hands on management and like kind of leading the projects and stuff. So I'm looking forward to it.
I look forward to knowing more, if for no other reason, to finding out who she's opting to surround herself with and what they've done.
Yeah,
because that'll
yeah,
tell
yeah,
us
yeah.
a lot about what the studio is going to produce.
Yes.
Exactly.
Next up in more Japanese news, a Japanese company saw that half of its employees were taking off for the Monster Hunter Rise launch, and then just decided to shut down the company for the launch of Monster Hunter Rise because everybody else wanted to play it too.
I freaking love this. Like I mentioned, like there is like a lot of improvements in like in the workforce in Japan, and this is one of them. Look at this, amazing.
That's so great. I wish.
It's great.
Oh. Why is everybody taking off this day? Oh, Monster Hunter Rise comes out this day. Oh, Monster Hunter Rise does come out that day. All right, everybody. You don't have to come into work today. Enjoy hunting monsters for today. Just come in. We'll come in the next day, and everybody, it'll be all right. Everybody's like, come by!
Monster Hunter ruining your work ethic since 2004. It's great.
That's so great. That's one of the nice stories you like to hear.
For
Absolutely.
sure.
And speaking of Monster Hunter Rise, it shipment and digital sales topped 4 million this week.
This should come as no
really?
surprise to anyone realistically who is like probably properly familiar with the franchise.
Yeah.
These could have been the go-to numbers for this franchise for the last, goodness, 15 years if they wanted it. But for the longest time, Monster Hunter was released in Japan, went through the first portion of its life cycle, and was re-released in the Ultimate version in the West, or the Freedom Unite version in the West. Now they're seeing what happens when you get like a proper global release, and turns out people really like Monster Hunter.
Mm-hmm. Dude, World opened up
do.
everybody to Monster Hunter, and they're like, "Oh my god, this is actually this. What have we been missing out on?"
I've been playing since Freedom Unite.
Oh yeah, but
this opened up the mainstream.
Yeah, but you're a hipster, all right.
Wait, what?
Rise wouldn't have made this money this quickly if it wasn't for the fact that that world had opened up so many new fans.
No, you're absolutely right. This is true. I like it's not just that it was released in the West. Like I said, there's been a bunch of releases in the West. The best game that's been produced is For You Better Than World. Maybe not. I don't know. There's been a lot of them that have come to the West, but the amount of time and care that went into making a Western digestible Monster Hunter really paid off.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're seeing that, like, yeah, this has kind of always been a global thing, and now that you've allowed it to come over here and in some ways have like shaped it for a more global audience, they're really seeing a return on investment. I'm very happy to see this.
Yeah, and Rise has, from what I've seen, has been pretty Western digestible as well. So,
well, it just seeks to, with its very Eastern design, just kind of make quality of life adjustments to world and make it.
Yeah.
I can't say strictly better because I genuinely do feel like the Switch is not going to perform the way a lot of people are now comfortable.
It apparently performs very well. Like it's like, I guess in when I was watching Happy earlier, he's like the Switch version has no business working this well, is what he said.
Oh, interesting.
He said it runs actually really well on the Switch. So he's
Was
like, what? He
he
said, whatever devil magic they're doing, keep it up.
was he using the actual Switch controls, or was he using his third party or?
Well, I don't know if I don't know what controllers he's using, but I think he's just talking about performance in general.
That's fair enough.
And that's excellent to hear.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, it's gonna be
more
released.
Monster Hunter.
Yeah, and if you don't want to play it on the Switch or cannot, it will be released on PC as well.
Yep, next year. That's what I'm waiting on. Because I'm not burning myself out on the console version when the definitive edition's gonna hit just a year later. I can wait. I have other games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Happy hunting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, ex-co-founder of the Blizzard esports operations has started their own esports operations company, which is good for them because fuck Blizzard. Jesus.
To put it more gently, good for them. This is the right call. They seem to they seem to have correctly identified that esports is not dead. The way Blizzard wanted esports to work there is still money to be made in this industry. They still have jobs they could be doing.
Mm-hmm.
The only disappointing thing is now they have to start from square one.
They're actually doing a recruitment drive as well.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah. If you go onto the it's so far up the list now. But yeah, on the Twitter, they're actually doing a huge recruitment drive for that company too.
Very cool.
Interested?
Time to start working for esports people.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely wouldn't mind as like a secondary job. But yeah, no, I think that this is absolutely a valid course for them, and I think that they will see success at some point. It might take a second, but I don't see any reason why this company should fail other than some shady business going down.
Yeah.
Yes. Is it Esports Engine? That's the Twitter handle.
Hey.
Esports Eng. ENG. So Adam Alpicello.
And the site is the site is esports.gg.
Yeah.
Or esportsengine.gg.
Yes.
God, they're gonna show up on Google so quickly.
Yep.
What an excellent name
they are looking for a broadcast engineer, a controller, a DevOps engineer, graphics integrator, line producer, manage client relations. That's for UK. Manager, and then manager event production.
Yes.
So you go, do broadcast engineering.
There you go.
Yeah, you're looking for a PR job, right? Aqua, you'll just go over to the UK for a bit, eh?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'll do the event production. That's in Columbus, Ohio.
Jobs for all. So coincidentally, this is the last episode of Perpetual Backlog.
Can you imagine?
I would not get fucking hired from these people.
Oh my
man.
gosh.
But yeah, that's good for them. They get canned and then they're like, fuck you, we'll make our own fucking studio. Like, Jesus Christ. Man, I hate Blizzard. Speaking of Blizzard doing dumb Blizzard things.
Well,
no, this is dumb.
We'll talk about it.
All right. Blizzard removes the game time option for WoW. They removed the game time options for 30 days, 90 days, and 180 days, and leaving the 60 days as the only option. Everybody's like, why? All right. I understand like 180 days. All right. Because sometimes people maybe don't want to like pay like the an exorbitant amount of money to play. 90 days, I see a lot of people that use 90 days. 60 days is probably the more popular that everybody uses. And I think 30 days is just behind 60. I don't understand. I subscribe to games 30 days. Like if I'm doing an MMO, I subscribe with them for 30 days.
I have a couple of questions.
Okay.
Are cards the only way to add time to your account?
No, but like that option is for both cards and and that's just subscription time. You only can buy the 60 days.
Can you not buy multiple? Really? Okay, hold on. I might have misunderstood, and I might have been well more charitable.
This isn't game time cards that they're talking about here. This is game time options. Period.
Oh, yeah, I took this way more charitable. Like, they just want to save on plastic. It's fine.
No. This is
Game time. I mean,
only
so
spend you can only buy the $60, like the 60-day game
okay.
time option.
So I'm still going to be more charitable than you, but this does change things just a bit. So this is super unfortunate for anyone who subbed 30 days, like month to month, like you, I guess.
Yeah, I have a feeling this will actually lock people out of being able to afford a subscription because some people can only afford month to month.
Possibly.
Especially now. If they're like, for example, they find only joy in, like, they're only able to do this during the pandemic, loss of work and all that.
Yeah.
Here's the official post from the community manager. We recently conducted a review on the available services on currencies. Based on this, we have decided to alter the available game time options in the Blizzard shop. As of today, the game time options of 30, 90, and 180 days have been removed, and game time is only available as purchased for 60 days. New game time option, 60 days,
So,
it's $30.
Okay, so WoW charges what, like $15 a month?
$15 a month, yeah.
Okay.
And it's $30 for the 60
so
days. So
$30 for 60 days. That is not nothing. I'm not going to go so far as to say that's an insignificant amount of money. That is a couple of things, actually. But I genuinely don't think you're going to see much blowback from this after a bit of time has passed over.
No, because
I think they very clearly actually sat down and probably went over the numbers and found this is the most used decision. This is the most used option, rather. And whilst it will hurt 30 days, obviously it's not going to hurt anyone who subs for longer. They'll just re-up their sub. And I should imagine anyone who's been playing Blizzard or playing WoW long enough to get hooked and is still currently playing will probably find a way to do the 30. Now, what I'm not saying is that this was a pro-consumer move.
No. Yeah, definitely not.
But I don't think this is actually that bad or will even receive that much of a backlash after this initial period.
Like, this doesn't hurt people that play the game. It hurts people that want to try to play the game.
Because now, see, then I definitely disagree with you. Because it's free to a point.
I'm gonna say, as a person who doesn't have as much money as I'd like to, it would actually put me off playing. If Final Fantasy did this, I would not subscribe. I wouldn't be able to, because I have other things I need to pay for.
Oh, sure. No, I'm not saying that there will be no one who isn't like adversely affected.
I just think it's a bad idea. It's getting rid of the 30. Why?
Yeah, when you buy WoW or whatever, you don't get you don't get free time.
They don't have a trial?
They have a trial that goes up to like level 20.
Small.
Okay, that is actually not nearly as far as I thought it was.
You look at 14's trial, you get level 60 in an expansion.
All the way through Heavenswords?
Yeah, you get 2 full games.
It's very generous.
With 14's trial. Like,
yeah.
This is people that have to spend $40 on a okay, so to get into WoW and to be current, all right, you have to spend like $40 for the full pack of going all the way up to Battle for Azeroth, all right? Then you have to spend the premium of like $50 for Shadowlands, all right? Then you have to pay $60 for your game time. Or not $60. You have to pay $30 for your game time. So,
yes. Again, I'm not advocating saying this is a good idea. I just don't think this is gonna hurt.
This hurts new players. This hurts people that want to get
Yeah.
that would want to get into playing WoW.
I mean, yeah, I can
I'm
understand.
going to disagree with you.
I understand the 90 and 80, 180 days, but 30, I don't know.
A lot of people subscribe month to month. Like a lot of people subscribe month to month.
I understand this, but WoW also has an iron grip on people. I think they'll find a way. I don't think they should have to. I think they will. Like I'm coming off as hyper diplomatic towards Blizzard, and I don't actually give a shit. But I don't know. I think that if they're willing to eat whatever minor. I don't actually think that this puts off new players. I just don't. And I still think that this could all just be avoided by doing what Final Fantasy XIV does and nixing the game time cards almost altogether and just doing it online. That way you could have as many options as you want.
It's not game time cards that they're doing.
Like I said, a
lot of people don't even buy the game time cards.
I understand that. I said if this was what it was, that would have been fine. But the reason why it's fine that Final Fantasy XIV does is because they also have the Mog Station.
Did they give a reason why?
Yeah.
No, they just looked at numbers.
Yeah, like I said, they looked at numbers and they found out what is actually the harm in getting rid of these demographics, essentially. 90 and 180 doesn't even matter because the 60 will come back, and apparently there's just not enough of a loss at 30. And I'm gonna be real with you guys. I kind of not agree. I kind of see where Blizzard's coming from in that regard. I genuinely don't think that it hurts them. I also don't really see how this helps them. I guess they assume that people who play 30 will just pay 60 and they'll double their revenue, but
they also assumed that esports was dead, so...
Yeah.
I'm not saying Blizzard makes the correct decisions.
Yeah, I just think
said Blizzard is incredibly short-sighted. I should have prefaced everything I said with this, because this will make my statements probably make more sense. They are short-sighted, and they are expecting to see a short bump in numbers that will no doubt not last.
Yeah.
Because that's what Blizzard Activision do.
Yeah, as a poor person, me angry.
Yeah, too right.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like all these decisions that Blizzard makes. It just like further incentivizes me not to play Blizzard games, which really sucks because I really want to play Diablo 2.
Yeah.
Anyway, Leek, you can talk about this next one. This is your baby.
It is. Well, it's also adults interested in this series too. But I did play the Steam version of Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver.
Yes, you can speak much more eloquently than I can.
So I loved this game, the original, and I played through that. I played through, Soul Reaver. It's a great series, really good story. But I was excited to play the Steam port of this. And I understand it's old code and they had to make do with what they had, but oh my gosh, like even just loading the game, it completely hecked up the resolution of your screen. It was awful. I had to tap. It's impossible to even tap out of the window. You had to press the window key to get into anything else. I don't know what they did or did not do. But even playing the game, there's lots of bugs and movement and stuff like that was difficult. I tried to plug in a controller, thinking that would help things along. No, even the keybinds were hacking up and stuff like that. I just hated it. It was awful. And now they recently said they are taking it down from Steam, completely removing it to fix it. So, I'm hoping everything I've just complained about will be gone.
Hopefully.
Well, if they're smart, they'll just implement the patch that already fixes all of those issues. So clearly, it's not an actual problem. So
well, I think they completely removed it. It's not a patch you just download.
No. Sorry, I should rephrase what I meant. There is a community created patch.
Yeah.
That has already fixed it.
Yes, I attempted to install that too, but it wasn't perfect either. So I hope they've taken note of this. I do.
Yes, and this is what I'm assuming.
Maybe
Yes, I
maybe
hope
they're
so.
gonna make like a proper remaster for it.
Don't give me hope.
I wanna play the whole series again. I wanted to do
That's
this
that's a
so much.
series. That's a series that is never going to get remade. That should 1000% get remade.
So
Yeah.
The storytelling of that is so good.
Yes.
It's a Hennig title.
Yeah,
Mm.
I only say that it's a possibility that it might get a complete remaster, um, because of what they did, because they took it down.
I'm hoping. I am. If it was just a patch, they would have just
They would
did
have just
nothing.
left the game up and patched it. Yeah.
Yep.
This reminds me of what happened with not Lost Odyssey, The Last Remnant, because The Last Remnant got a complete remaster.
This is true.
And
this is true.
they took down the old Last Remnant before actually completely remastering it and putting it back up.
Mm-hmm.
So,
All right. Well, in that regard, this is not something I am against. I like. Oh, no, I love the Soul Reaver series. I like the Legacy of Kain series. I'd love to see them put time and effort into gauging the interest of the base.
Mhm.
Also, base, that is all game players, please play this game so that they remake it. Thanks.
Please. Oh wait,
Because
could they get all the
literally,
voice?
they're all
Wait.
great.
Could they get all the
No,
voice actors?
they couldn't.
No.
Tony J passed away, so
That's it. That's what I was worried about.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
I mean, that's fine. Just you use the old recordings. They're recorded very well.
Mhm.
They'll sound a bit dated, but not as much as other games of the time. Literally, just update the graphics for me. Just update the graphics for me.
Dollar, are you gonna buy Final Fantasy VIII remastered on your phone?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Oh, why not?
Yeah.
I love Final Fantasy VIII. I really do. I don't think it's nearly as bad as other people give it credit for. I also don't think it's as good as some of the defenders give it credit for. But I really fancy the game. It was my second Final Fantasy game. 6.
Yep.
Yeah.
I played this before I played 7, so
Interesting.
I played 6, 7, 10. No, sorry, 6, 8, 10, 7, 9. And then I don't know what order I played the others in.
I played 7, 8, 6 because I went, oh, what's this? Because they released it on the PS1.
Yes.
Like a thing, yeah. So I was like, hey, yeah, I'll get this. And then I played 9.
So
then onwards.
the
10,
first
etc.
the first Final Fantasy that I ever beat was Dirge of Cerberus.
Oh.
Get out of here. Get out.
I'm not saying you're not allowed to sit at our table, but I am going to side eye you.
My
I
gosh.
love Dirge
Of
of
all
Cerberus.
of those games,
Of all of the games.
I
what?
loved that game.
I literally couldn't deal with how jank
no.
it felt.
If you had said Chocobo Racing instead, because there was a dedicated game.
I'd have
to
given you that.
Yeah, Dirge of Cerberus. How bizarre.
I mean, then I went back and beat 7, but
yeah.
But Dirge of
You
Cerberus.
just spoiled the story for yourself.
Not really. You don't get that much of story
well, that's fair
spoiling in
enough.
Dirge of Cerberus.
Yeah, but Vincent's stuff though. I suppose it would make more
Yeah,
sense,
you
actually.
realize Vincent is alive. You probably go into it knowing that Reeve is Keiichi and
Yeah.
Hojo dies.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, when you kill
Was
him
the
in the
major
end.
story.
You know about Lucretia as well.
I mean, when you kill Hojo, when you technically kill Hojo in the end of Dirge
You
of
learn
Cerberus,
about Hojo. You learn about Hojo's
I'm at
mojo.
7.
You know.
Yeah, Hojo's mojo. Yeah.
I
yeah.
hate this piece of writing so much. Dirge of Cerberus was a mistake.
And it's still gonna be canon.
No, I hope it's written better. That's all I ask.
He's even slimier in the remake because you can see all his pores and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, he really is an oily looking bastard.
Oily. He's oily. I felt dirty just like through that scene of him.
Well, you know who isn't oily?
Go on then.
Reggie Fils-Aimé.
No, he's a great lad.
Love that guy.
Good man.
He's leaving GameStop.
I have to admit, I never understood why he was there to begin with.
I don't know. Yeah, I
So
don't know. Like maybe he was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna join GameStop. Maybe I can help him win." And I mean, maybe he had some stock in GameStop, and then after the
You
whole
know,
I don't
whole
know. Maybe
stuff went
did he
out.
want to do something, but he couldn't talk about or begin a business until
was
X amount of
Reggie.
time after departing Nintendo. So he just
Uh,
saw an opportunity at GameStop and made
I
some
don't know.
money for a couple of months.
Who
Yeah,
knows?
Reggie playing Rich Guy Casino. That's what he's doing with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
stocks.
I
yeah. He's going. He's going to the moon. But I mean, it'll be interesting to see what Reggie does after this. Like I said, we don't even know what he was doing in GameStop in the first place, so
Don't know.
he doesn't talk about anything. So
You just like I can
no,
imagine a
whenever
scene. He just like steps out of GameStop headquarters, puts some shades on, goes, "My time here is done," and then just walks off into the distance.
that sounds like something that Reggie would absolutely do.
yeah. Uh,
All right,
uh,
Fizumi, you just you continue being excellent.
no, honestly, what he probably said going on, maybe he got in an argument with like some of the board members. He goes, "What is wrong with you?" And then just leaves.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
So, Back for Blood got delayed to October.
I know.
October 12th.
October 12th.
Probably a good thing because I heard the the beta was okay, but there was some problems in it.
Really? Oh, because Turtle Rock Studio, I love Left 4 Dead. I loved it. I would, if someone invited me to a game, I would play even now in the year 2021. I love that game. It's
Yeah,
fun.
I had some friends playing Left 4 Dead 2 last
Oh,
week.
really?
So
Yeah. I had that on Steam. I love it. It's good. I want Back for Dead to
Back
work
for
out,
Dead.
you know? Back for Dead? What is it? Black for
Back,
Blood?
back
God damn
for
it!
Blood.
I'm meshing the
Excellent.
two games
Very good.
together. Okay,
So
I
is
have to.
everyone else, love.
I mean, it's the
Please
same developers, so
Yeah. Well, allow me one brain fart, please.
they just couldn't call it Left 4 Dead. So
No, Back for Blood.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Yes.
But that's
Zombie
good.
shooter.
It's good. There was definitely some problems apparently with the beta. A couple of people
Okay.
that I watched said there was some glitches that happened that caused some deaths that probably
Ooh.
need to be fixed.
Mhm.
But overall, it's going to be pretty good.
Okay.
So,
This is
I
why
kinda-
betas exist.
yep, this is
Yeah,
exactly what
it's
beta
true.
is. Magic Legends, please.
No, like I just want it to beat Resident Evil's online game. I don't know why. I just have this like weird competitive like yearning for this.
Yeah,
like
right.
please.
When I brought up this podcast, like doing this podcast, I never thought I would report on Ruby news. Being
I'm
as a
gonna leave a
person,
call now.
being as a person that watches Ruby pretty religiously.
Mhm.
As someone who usually hears about it, I also thought this. It's weird to be wrong.
The PC game Ruby Grim Eclipse is getting a definitive edition and is going to be released on the Switch.
Interesting.
Grim Eclipse it's like a side storyline. It's like slightly canon to the actual story, where you're going against pretty much this like mad scientist that's like experimenting on going grim.
What style of game is it?
It is an action. It's an action game, pretty much. It's hack and slash. That's what it is.
Right.
Because
Because the characters have appeared in fighting games.
Yeah, they're in cross tag.
Yeah.
It's like a baby Musou game. Is pretty much what it is.
Yeah,
so.
it's not as fluid and there's not as many things on screen, but it is in the same vein.
Yeah. It's not that bad. I have it for PC. I haven't beaten it, but that's mainly because I would rather play with people than go through it on my own. It is a 4-player game, so you can play with multiple people, and you get to play as Team Ruby and Team Juniper. The definitive edition is going to come with pretty much all the costumes, and I think there's some extra bits that the PC version doesn't have. This is interesting that they're doing this because soon, like next month soon, Rooster Teeth's supposed to be having some type of panel where they're going to be announcing some stuff, and one of those things is a rumored announcement of an actual Ruby game that they're developing.
You mean not the phone title?
No, not the phone title. No, because the phone title's already out and everything. Because the Ruby already has like 2 phone games, if I recall correctly. No, this is supposed to be like an actual like game. But nobody knows exactly what it's supposed to be. Grim Eclipse actually wasn't originally worked on by Rooster Teeth. Somebody made like a browser game that you could play, and they literally bought it from him. Actually, I think they brought him on to work on, because it was like one guy made like this browser game that you could like play as like
that's good.
Ruby and like I think Ruby and like Weiss or whatever, and
you love to hear that kind of thing.
Yeah, and they brought him on to like finish the game and everything, and that's what that's what they released. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get this for the Switch. I don't play my Switch, and I already own the game, so I am interested.
But what if you can make Ruby Mario?
No. No, but let me. This is going to confirm Ruby for Smash.
I
think really.
I would be fuck out of here.
I would be happy and I would be sad at the same time if Ruby got into baffled. Smash. I'd be like, how? What the fuck? But yeah, I mean, coming out for Switch. I don't think they gave a release date on it. I think they just announced that it was coming out. But that's cool. Koei Tecmo announced that they're doing a Blue Reflection sequel game. For people that don't know, Blue Reflection is it is a turn-based RPG where you play as some magical girls in high school that go to like a different, like kind of like a weird setting world, and they fight like bad desires, I think. Or not bad. They fight negative thoughts.
I see. Okay, that's a better wording. Thanks.
Yeah, bad desires. Not like, I don't mean like bad, like, yeah. They fight negative thoughts.
Okay. Think positive. The game.
Yeah, pretty much. I have the first game. I haven't beaten it. It's not hard to play. It's just hard to pay attention to half the time. The voices are in Japanese, so I have to read, and you guys know me, I don't like reading.
Wait, hold on. Hold on.
What?
Nothing about that feels correct.
What do you mean?
Playing through Persona, play a lot of games dubbed. I'm the one who doesn't like reading. Hold on now.
Yeah, I also played.
Are you
through
competing
Persona.
about who?
I also played through Persona, and I play most of my games dubbed. Okay. Because I would rather not play games.
It's not a competition, jeez.
My point is, don't you play visual novel games? Even in English, that's a lot of reading.
No, I've never gotten through a visual novel. I have some visual novels that I've played, but I've never beaten them.
Okay.
If I have to heavily read something, I immediately fall asleep.
Okay.
I have like
wow.
I have like 2 triggers in my head, all right, that make me fall asleep. Car rides.
That's fair enough.
And reading.
Okay. I mean, yeah, it's good before bed. Do reading, you fall asleep.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
If I have to extensively read a game or whatever, it's hard for me to really get through. And so Blue Reflection is one of those games.
I see. Well, I commend your efforts reading through this list and also articles that we have to research.
Yeah. Anyway, the sequel's called Second Light. It's called something else in Japan, but it's called Second Light for the Western release.
Can I just talk about the logo?
Oh,
yes,
how it's green.
I wanted
to
segue to you so bad.
I wanted to headbutt the screen. So blue reflection, right? The original logo seemed to just was nice and blue. Blue and blue is good. It doesn't break my brain. Blue reflection sequel Second Light is green. So I'm seeing blue reflection and green logo, and it's breaking me. It's hurting me.
Well,
now I tried to talk myself down from being aggressively annoyed at this, and I was like, okay, in Japanese, midori is a newer word than the word blue, aoi, right? Aoi used to be used for green and blue things.
Okay.
Used to be just considered the same thing, yes. So, for example, when you're crossing the crossing the road, you wait for the blue man, the aoi, right? Then you can go. But it is still green like everywhere else.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, this must be it. And I need to aggressively eat a sandwich now. Goodbye. Okay. I'm done.
Okay. And they announced a mobile game to come with it called Blue Reflection Tai. I assume that's going to be a heavily gacha game. So, I probably won't get into. I mean, if I ever decide to sit down and continue Blue Reflection, the first game, then maybe. But the gameplay is, man, I'd have to actually show you guys the gameplay to really explain it. It's a turn-based RPG, but it's kind of weird.
Hey.
I'd have to show you.
Take your word for it.
Yeah. Good talk.
I'll show you guys one day what I'm talking about. So next up, another Lord of the Rings Gollum. We got another sneak peek trailer.
Yeah.
Is Liam voicing Gollum in this game?
Wait, I'm about to ask a very stupid question.
Yeah.
Does Liam traditionally voice Gollum?
He voiced Gollum in an animated series.
Yeah. He didn't do the movie voice, obviously.
No,
but...
yeah. He
I see.
Let me see. Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. I have known him to do a good Gollum impression.
Yeah, he does do good.
Yeah, I always just thought he was, insane. I didn't realize he knew how to do that for a reason.
Ow.
I mean, obviously...
But I feel like, all right, well, I realize now saying it how bad that sounds, but Liam's, crazy. It's felt justifiable.
He voiced Gollum in some media, but I don't know what media it was.
Okay.
Because he talked about it on Critical Role.
Yeah.
Was he Gollum in Shadow of Mordor?
Oh, maybe.
Oh, yeah, actually.
Was that what you're thinking about?
Yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking about.
Because I haven't played that yet, and it's the only thing I can assume. I don't remember there being an animated. I mean, not while Liam was around to voicing it anyway. Animated version of Gollum.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Well.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so I was watching that. It's a very short trailer. It just shows you some
Shadow of Mordor. He played Gollum.
Ah, cool.
Yeah.
The trailer shows some in-game sneaking around, that kind of thing. A location I immediately assumed would be this is where I get my nerd glasses on, right? Okay, fantasy, right? I'm gonna be a nerd now. Yeah, Battered Duh. That's basically where Gollum was taken and tortured after being captured in Mordor. Yeah. So this. Yes, exactly. Now this got me thinking of the possible locations if it's following Gollum's side of the story. I was thinking maybe Shelob's lair. The big spider lady.
I should very much expect that, yeah.
Just imagine, you have to befriend Shelob and make a deal with her, essentially. Because, later on in the story, she attacks Frodo and Sam after he leads them there. And then, obviously, possibly Dead Marshes. Now, that appears twice in this kind of part of the story. Dead Marshes is where Aragorn captures Gollum in the books anyway. And then Gandalf interrogates him, and afterwards they hand him over to Thranduil in Mirkwood. He's the king of the elves there, and he is yes. Then Gollum escapes. Gollum escapes during an orc attack on the Mirkwood, and that's when eventually he finds Frodo and Sam again. So we'll see.
Yeah,
I think he also
I hope you're right.
I hope, yeah, we'll see. Because like he also, there's a potential sneaky level that they could put in, like when the party goes to Lorien, that wood there.
Yeah.
The Gollum supposedly like follows the party in the river via a log that he just floats on.
I wonder if this is going to actually start before he like finds the ring.
Before or do you think the beginning of the game? Maybe.
Yeah. I think maybe the beginning of the game where you might get to play Schmeagol.
Yeah, I wonder. Because he has to avoid getting noticed all those years.
He's going to play what is it? Metal Gear Gollum.
Metal Gear Gollum.
We have to sneak around.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun.
Yeah,
the game.
I wanna. I'm looking forward to it. I saw that and I was like, oh man, a new an actual Lord of the Rings video game. Shit, yeah, we're gonna get that. We're gonna get fucking Dark Alliance. We're gonna get so much like cool, old school shit. So
it's gonna be great.
Next, the Resident Evil Reverse beta actually starts in April for PS4 and PS5. Reverse is going to be the multiplayer-esque type, I guess, survival game.
Yeah, this is where I was like, Back for Blood.
I'm interested to see how this game plays, since we have PS5s now. We can play the Reverse beta.
Yeah,
if it's open,
I guess. So
Dalt's like, I don't have time.
Well, that as well. As I recall, the existence of a game type like this hindered the last RE thing, right? Like RE3 was poorly received, not because of anything RE3 did wrong, but because it was like half the length it could have been because they decided to add whatever that multiplayer game type was. I hope they're not making the same mistake again.
Oh yeah, true.
Like I hope this isn't getting shoehorned in at the expense of storytelling.
I do wonder.
I'll be honest, I don't even remember hearing anything about the multiplayer aspect last time, other than it inadvertently made RE3 Remake a worse title than it should have been.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
Because it's not the first time. There's not the first foray into multiplayer. There's a Resident Evil Outbreak way back.
Yeah, I believe. Am I right? I want to say Mercenaries was multiplayer.
Mercenaries was multiplayer. Mercenaries is the good RE multiplayer.
Mercenaries was grand. It was just, a horde shooter, essentially. But yeah, it was like bonus multiplayer content on top of your Resident Evil. And you know what? That's more zombies to pop.
Yeah, this game is actually like a you versus people multiplayer, but also like you versus zombies multiplayer. So it's like PvPvE or something like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, or PvEVP or whatever people like to call it. I mean, I have it on Steam because when I bought the RE7 pack or whatever, it came with it for free. So technically, when the game comes out, I'll have it on Steam, but the graphics don't actually look very good. So it is definitely a very budgeted game. But we'll see. Like I said, the beta it starts in April. I don't know what day in April, but I think it's like April 9th or something. But we'll see. We'll see. If I get the time to test it out, I'll probably will.
If I have the time, I will be happy to join.
Yay!
I mean,
technically technically Lee could play because it's gonna be on PS4, but PS5 players can play it too. So
Yeah.
So we
Can
can.
I play too?
You can.
Yeah.
We
Let's pop some zombie heads. Let's go.
Oh. So this.
Spare a bullet. Spare a bullet.
Can I have some more?
Just me scratching at that door, like please let me in.
All right. This next bit of news, I'm actually pretty happy with. I was really excited when I heard this. Ghost of Tsushima movie is being developed, and it's being developed by the John Wick director.
Yes.
Oh, it's so cool.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm
question:
hyped.
who do you think will play the main man?
Yeah, it should just be his voice actor.
Yeah, they could literally get the people that played the voice that played the characters in the game as them because they modeled all of them with their faces. Or at least they did it with Jin and with Koten Khan or whatever. They used the voice actor.
That's Sumali's face for Yuna.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the correct answer, of course. But we know this is a Hollywood movie. So my guesses, I have 3 guesses. Potential.
They're wrong. Not but they're wrong for doing this.
They are fantastic actors in their own right, of course. But yes, it should be the person that was in the game itself. But the first one could be Hiroyuki Sanada. He was in 47 Ronin and Last Samurai. Yeah, he's pretty cool. Ken Watanabe. He's a well-known in Hollywood.
Yes,
he's been in Godzilla, Inception, also Last Samurai, of course.
He's been in.
And then finally.
But wait, you would cast him as Jin?
I mean, these are potentials. I wouldn't, but this is what I think might happen because it's Hollywood, you know.
I would cast.
He could also be in it.
I would cast Watanabe as Shimura.
Oh yeah. I could see that too.
Yeah.
I actually expect all these people to crop up in this movie. Actually,
yeah, absolutely. You're just correct about that. Yeah. The reason why I'm a bit iffy on Watanabe is just because of age and how Hollywood works.
Yeah, I see. Well, okay. Last person is Tadanobu Asano.
I do not know him by name.
Okay. Well, you've seen the first Thor movie. He was Hogan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's also Ichi the Killer. That is his most prominent role.
Okay.
Very famous for Ichi the Killer. Also, he's in the new Mortal Kombat movie as well. And he was in 47 Ronins as well.
Actually,
co-starring.
When does that Mortal Kombat movie hit? Because it hits HBO.
It says 2000. Yeah, it says 2021. But double check that. Yeah, but I honestly expect all these folks to be in the movie. I would. Like I
think
said,
that's
I agree.
So safe. Yeah.
I agree that
April 16th.
Yeah. Female actresses, though, what do you think? Because there's other I want the game people to be in it, of course. But what do you think with female? Because there's that lady, I can't remember her name. She was in Pacific Rim, the second one. What's her face?
The second? I didn't. Oh, I actually didn't watch the second movie. I heard it was awful.
So Hiroyuki Sanada actually plays Scorpion in the Mortal Kombat movie.
Yes, he does.
Hey, Scorpion. Yeah.
So
okay, Pacific Rim.
I'm just super realistically or not idealistically they should 100% get
there you go.
The voice actors.
Kikuchi. She plays Makomori in Pacific Rim. So possibly expect her to be.
Just all the famous.
Maybe.
Just all the famous Hollywood Japanese people are going to be in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, I expect many Asian actors to be in there, actors and actresses as well.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It's going to be so weird
American,
here.
Of course. American.
It's going to be weird to hear the guy that plays Jin. If it's not the same guy that plays Jin or whatever, I'm just going to be like.
Oh, super hot take. I think he should be Jin. If they get someone else, I kind of wonder if there wouldn't be a better portrayal, though. Because I think they might have wanted a really stunted feel because he's traumatized most of the game. But boy, oh boy, it felt stunted at times. And I don't think the Japanese is any better. And I know they got a very popular actor. I forget his name. He's Zoro, and he is known for just playing the rough voice swordsman.
Yeah.
I don't know. They just missed They just missed in both languages for me.
Maybe it was just the direction.
Again, yeah, like they were very much going for like this, like stunted. I literally lived through a battle that killed most of the people I know,
Yeah.
and now my home is falling apart. And maybe that just missed with me, and I just didn't. I didn't vibe with that because it's a rough vibe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think there's room for improvement. I think the correct answer is, of course, the face model, because the face model also person who voiced it. I think that Leek is absolutely right, and that we will see Hollywood people. Unfortunately, I am out of touch with this sect of Hollywood, so I have no answers that make sense.
I got like John Wick director though. It's gonna be fucking awesome. The fight scenes and stuff.
That means it's definitely going to be gory.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's a samurai movie.
Yeah.
If they make it in that style as well, not John Wick style. You know the intended like. This is what.
Oh boy!
Oh my gosh! Just imagine.
That's a big ask for the John Wick guys, though. Like, don't get me wrong, their composition's pretty damn good, and their framing's all right, but
they
to
are very
have
good at
them-
stylizing like the art direction though. So we'll see. I am hoping.
Yes.
This is a hope. This is a hope.
yes, these are all hopes, and I mean, I hope in great part that you are correct, because whew, this movie could be excellent. Can you imagine this IP just rocks it across multimedia? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait. So we may have gotten a release month drop leaked from the Halo Infinite voice actor for Spartan Griffin. He
Whoops.
may have said that the game's getting pushed back to November. Because originally they said the game was going to be coming out sometime in the summer. But with an interview, he stated that the game's getting pushed back to November. And I don't know if he meant to actually say that in an interview, or if they gave him, or like, maybe they gave him like, yeah, you can go ahead and say this if you want. But maybe Halo Infinite's getting pushed back to November, which is in line with what I thought. I didn't think the game was going to come out in the summer. There's like too much work that they needed to have done to it. But we'll see. Call of Duty 2021 is going to be taking place during World War II, like 12 billion other first-person shooter games, and more importantly, other Call of Duty games. This game is going to be developed by Sledgehammer Games, and it's going to be called Call of Duty World War II Vanguard.
I thought years and years ago that with Call of Duty literally running out of wars, that it would just slow down its release cycles and, sure, maybe rehash them, but they'd give like a good, honest go at it. And it's still yearly, and they're just rehashing it anyway.
Nope.
I mean, what's more frustrating about this is Battlefield just came out with a game set during World War II, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's been no grace period for FPSs and this time. Like, I realize that Battlefield players play Battlefield and Call of Duty players play Call of Duty, but come on now.
I just miss Medal of Honor Rising Sun. That was a good game. Yeah, I mean, there's so many first-person shooters that are set in World War II, and I'm just like, how many times can you tell the story of the biggest World War in history?
I'm not saying I'm tired of beating actual factual bad guys, but you can only ask me to do it so many times.
How many times are you going to have me storm the beaches of Normandy?
Like, yeah, I get it. I'm going to shoot all the Nazis. Yeah. Great. Excellent. But I'm bored. I'm not against it. I'm just fucking bored.
Whatever.
And I mean, I can't even really say that they should go off and make their own ideas because Advanced Warfare was apparently trash. Or was it Future Warfare? Whatever. The space one.
Both, but it's Advanced Warfare, I think. Yeah.
Like, whenever they go to make their own stories about war, it's all bad because they can't do anything about it.
Because they're not
But-
good at writing.
I mean, just bite the bullet. Make a $40 game, just multiplayer, and make properly unique maps.
Yeah.
Or and hear me out. Maybe Call of Duty doesn't have to deal with like war. Maybe you can spice it up. Make it like Call of Duty Outrun and everything's 80s theme and it's neon and sci-fi. And, I don't know. Just fucking. I'm so bored with this series.
Yeah. I agree. But this game will most likely be out in November, like all other Call of Duties, always coming out.
And it's
in
going to
November.
sell the best of any game this year. I
Yep.
guarantee it.
Yep. It's a sad gaming world we live in. But what's not sad is the possibility that there might be a Xenoblade Chronicles 3 in the works really soon.
This does put a smile on my face.
The composer that has only worked on Xenoblade Chronicles and Xenoblade Chronicles 2 said that he is working on another big project that is possibly even bigger than the ones he's been working on, than the ones he's worked on. So, he's specifically only worked on these two games. So, people can go ahead and assume that he's probably composing for Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and there might be like an announcement maybe sometime this year, which would be pretty great. I know the A team at Monolith hasn't been doing anything out in the open lately, and even then, well, actually, maybe I think A team worked on the remake or the remaster for Xenoblade 1.
I should imagine so, yeah.
But B Team was the one that actually made Xenoblade 2, which is actually my favorite. So who knows? Either which team is working on it. I'm interested to see Xenoblade 3 come out because
I agree.
Love those games. So today, specifically today, Cyberpunk 2077 released their newest hotfix or newest bug fix patch, which is 33 to 44 gigs. This covers a list of like over 500 bug fixes for the game. I might have to re-download it to see what they actually fixed to see if it runs any better. But it's pretty good that they're working on fixing their big problem. I feel like this will probably be better for the consoles. I'm sure the console version probably might feel a lot better to play now after this.
Hey, maybe PlayStation will let them put them back in the store.
Oh yeah, maybe. Oh yeah, man, they did remove it from the store, didn't they?
If you didn't already pick it up, it's not there.
I forgot about
Gosh.
that.
That's probably the big reason why why this list. If you started reading it this morning, you're probably finally wrapping up the last bug right about now. I'm assuming it's because this isn't for people who already have the game. I mean, sure, it is, I guess, but you've beaten the game by this point, maybe, probably. This is so that the game can be put on other storefronts again and, make more money.
Yeah.
Forgot he was removed. Oh my gosh.
I didn't. I immediately understood when I saw the size of this list. I was like, oh, they're actually continuing. They really want to put it back on Sony's platform.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they want more people to buy it. But yeah, I'll I don't know when I'll do it, but I'll probably re-download it to see if it runs any better. I mean, I didn't run into too many bugs while playing the game in the first place, so I mean, for PC it's probably not as blatant, but
yeah, I mean, with a Ryzen 5 and a RTX 2600
2060. Yeah.
or 2600, 2060. Yeah, you were perhaps not the most optimal setup, but you were about where you should be. So you're getting like a
Yeah.
pretty good experience.
I could play on
Um,
Ultra pretty easily, honestly.
on Ultra, I'm actually genuinely surprised about that. I
Yeah.
kind of expected that game to kind of blow up on Ultra.
I could play on Ultra probably anywhere between 30 to 50 frames. If I had DLSS on, I could have it at 60. Um, just because DLSS kind of, I mean, DLSS probably is a lot better now for that game, considering a lot of people probably used it, and so all that data uploading. But who knows?
Sure.
But yeah, I might check it out. Sony also is also patented the ability to add trophies to older and emulated games they have on their system, which actually pushes further into this next subject that Sony actually confirmed that the PS3, PSP, and PS Vita shops are closing down on their respective consoles, and the PS3, PSP will shut down on July 2nd, and the Vita will be on August 27th.
This just confirms that they're all going to PS now.
Yeah, it sucks with Vita
Yeah.
especially because that's what digital only as well.
This is this is either going to be on PS Now, and they said emulated games, so I'm assuming like because games like what is it, Star Ocean 3 is emulated.
Yeah.
And what other game? The Persona 3 FES is also emulated on the PS4. So they're patenting the ability to add trophies to that, and I think they might be looking at a lot of other games that are on the PS3 to actually port over to maybe the PS4, PS5.
That'd be good.
But we did get some information regarding the shutdowns of this stuff and what's going to be available after it shuts down. All right, features you'll still be able to access on the PS3, PSP, and PS Vita after the store shut down. You will still be able to re-download and play previously purchased game titles. All right.
Okay, that answered my big question.
So if you don't have them on your hard drive, you can actually still access them and download them. So that is good. So people that have these games that don't have these games that they might want to like get or whatever, you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to rush and like putting them on your hard drive or anything like that. What you do have to do is just now go to the store right now before July 2nd and buy all the games that you want that are not going to be like ported over to like current gen consoles. You will still be able to access previously purchased video/media content. So anything like movies, and stuff that you bought from the PlayStation Store, you still be able to access them. You will still be able to redeem game and PlayStation Plus vouchers. And you will still be able to re-download and play claimed game titles through PlayStation Plus as long as you remain a member of the service. So once you lose the service, you don't get it back. The features you will lose, however, is you will no longer be able to purchase PS3, PS Vita, and PSP digital content, including games and video content. You will no longer be able to make in-game purchases through games on PS3, PS Vita, and PSP. And you will no longer be able to redeem PSN Wallet Fund vouchers on PS3, PS Vita, and devices once the PlayStation Store and purchase functionality on these devices close. Your PSN Wallet funds will remain in your PSN account. You will only be able to use your wallet funds to purchase PS4 and PS5 products on the PlayStation Store, on the web, and PlayStation app or PS4 and PS5 consoles. And how do you access your own games? You can download your own content onto your PS3, PS Vita, and PSP device by accessing the download list on the respective device. So, and that's kind of easy. Unfortunately, with the PS3, and I think with all Sony consoles, your game library is categorized in purchase like history recently. So like whatever you purchased last, it will be first in your library, and you can't like set it up like alphabetically. So if you've bought a lot of stuff on your PlayStation 3, you're going to be searching through a long list of stuff to get to what you want.
Enjoy.
Yeah, enjoy. Yeah, it's a lot of shit. I'm just happy that the people that bought stuff on the PlayStation 3, PSP, and PS Vita can still access it even if they don't have it downloaded. So I'm still kind of iffy on them closing down the system, and I actually got word earlier today on why they're actually closing down the system. It's because Sony actually sucks at security, and people are just downloading their games on these older consoles for free anyway. So
I see.
Yeah, that's probably correct.
the older systems don't have high security on on like their network. So people are just hacking their devices, hacking like the PS3, PSP, and PS Vita anyway, and actually downloading the game from their network onto their device for free. So
Right.
Get absolutely wrecked.
so Sony's only closing this because they don't know how to manage their security correctly, and which everybody knows this because the fucking PS3 was down for like fucking 4 weeks. Like a couple years after it came out because of the whole GeoHots incident. So that's fun. But yeah, again, I don't think I have too many stuff purchased for my PS3. And I have to hook it up and look and see what I have. But yeah, sucks for everybody that wants to go back and buy stuff because they have to do it before June 2nd.
No, well, there'll be a small period wherein they won't. I imagine the reason why they've patented this ability to retroactively put trophies in older and emulated titles is because they plan on bringing them to their streaming service.
Some of them, I guess.
Yeah. Obviously, there are some games that are just dead and buried, and I mean, emulation has already saved them, but
yeah, maybe we'll finally get a Metal Gear Solid 4 on newer gen consoles.
yeah, Metal Gear Solid 4. I'm more interested in the Blue Point remakes of 2.
Yeah. If those exist.
No. I mean the ones that they actually put out. The not the remake, the remasters.
Oh, those remasters. Oh, well, I mean, but 4 wasn't part of that remastered collection. 4 has not.
Was it?
4 has not gotten outside of the PS4. The PS3.
It's fine by me.
It's because of the whole cell processor. the whole cell
Because
architecture.
it's not worth saving.
Dude, I loved 4. You're just wrong.
I'm really not though.
Yeah. So the Ryza series, after the second one has come out, actually topped 1 million sales, which is actually pretty good for this series. Normally Atelier games don't actually receive this much popularity, and I'm pretty sure it's because Ryza has thick thighs. It's 100% the reason.
I'm pretty impressed. Yeah, I'm impressed the thighs carried it that far.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so let's be real here. The game actually changes a lot of stuff that Atelier games don't that Atelier games deal with. There's not a time limit on the game. Most Atelier games have like you have to get stuff done before a certain date in game, and that puts like unnecessary pressure on, especially on a game where you're trying to farm materials, and like most of the time, like your characters had like a stamina bar that you needed to refresh by like sleeping. So, Ryza doesn't have any of that stuff. It's honestly just a straight plain old like turn-based JRPG that you collect stuff and you make stuff um, and you're just learning to become an alchemist. So yeah, I'm gonna be working on Ryza after I beat Ghost of Tsushima, so it's gonna be fun. But yeah, I'm happy that the series actually hitting 1 million, and I want to see what God, is it Koei? No, it's Gust, right? Is it Koei Tecmo? Who the fuck does Ryza?
It's Koei Tecmo does the Atelier games.
Yeah.
I know this because I looked this up earlier.
Yeah. This is actually one of the game series that I'm from Koei Tecmo that I actually kind of like. And so I want to see more stuff akin to the Ryza series, because it's actually probably the most fun I've had playing an Atelier game. So,
Wait, are you telling me you don't want to see more Warriors titles and more
no,
Dead or Alive?
no,
No, I
especially not
joke,
after
but
this most recent Dead or Alive.
yeah, I joke, but I do recognize that Koei Tecmo has been trying to do more things lately. Neo has been successful. Atelier Rise has turned out to be more successful than I expected. There might be hope yet.
Who was it? Koei Tecmo that did the Hyrule Warriors game?
Yes.
No, developers of Megaforce.
Did they publish it?
No,
No, because that would be
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Oh no, they did publish it. Koei Tecmo did help publish it.
Okay.
It's Nintendo and Koei Tecmo that published Age of Calamity.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay.
Roger.
Yeah. Roger. Yeah. I mean, I'm interested in more. Not like Warriors games. I mean, like I'm like more Musou games are okay, but I don't want it to be Dynasty Warriors because they've been shitty apparently for the past 12 billion years.
Nah, they were all right once upon a time, and then they just kept doing that same thing.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like apparently the last good Dynasty Warriors game was maybe 5.
7? I don't know. I stopped playing a long time ago. I just know 9 was hot garbage.
Yeah.
And Age of Calamity and Hyrule Warriors before it were not.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Next is more of like a little fun fact and not more of a news thing. But apparently, Genshin Impact on its days that character releases, they make about $12 million a day.
I have an idea for a new character for Genshin Impact. Pay me, internet. Pay me.
Could you? God, so much money goes into Genshin Impact. Like, holy shit.
But so much money comes back. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, their plans for world domination don't seem as far-fetched now.
Yeah, I know. They're gonna fucking take over the world. MiHoYo is like, hey, we're a gacha game maker, but
What's their slogan?
We're kind of
Anime otakus save the world. So I feel like that was mistranslated somewhere to these anime otakus control the world.
Yeah, I really want to get into playing Genshin Impact. It's just I have so much. It's an undertaking to actually like, because I want to do the story because I know this. I hear the story is just like really good. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back at some point to play the story.
Yeah.
Not so much into the whole. I mean, you know how I feel about gacha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go back once I guess Kamisato Ayaka is the next thing I'm waiting. Once she drops, I go back and I play the story up until that point. And I either am very pleased that I got her or I mourn my loss. But I'll still play through the story because
when does Ayaka come out?
Hell if I know at this point.
Because I know it's
every time we guess something, something new comes in her place.
So I dropped in on Happy's stream one day, It was a couple days ago while he was playing Genshin, and he hasn't used any of his Primogems in like months. Because he's saving up for Ayaka. That guy has a crap ton of Primogems. Like,
Oh yeah, he'll get it.
I mean, like, oh no, he hasn't been pulling either, so he's like actually one pull away from pity already. So he's just waiting for Ayaka to come out, and he's gonna be like, "Hey, look, I got her." I might wail for Ayaka when it comes out, just so I can say I have her. All right, that's all we have for news this week, though.
Movements.
That is all we have for news this week. Dollar,
Hey, we did it.
are you gonna play games this week?
I'd like to.
Are you gonna use that?
I make
PS5
no
of
promises.
yours? You gonna use that PS5 of yours?
Sure. Look, if nothing else, for like an hour a day, Jin's just gonna be my television screensaver as I set up photo mode in Ghost of Tsushima.
I'm hopefully gonna beat that game this week. Oh man, actually, I have to. Damn it! Why are we trying to do so much stuff right now? Like, what the fuck, man? Because I need to, I need to beat Ghost of Tsushima. All right, but also Outriders comes out this week.
You said we. I do not think that word means what you think it means.
Yeah, no, I know. By we, I mean, like, I also have to write the script for our new thing that we're going to be doing.
Oh, that's fair.
I have to write a script for this first one, at least. By the way, you guys got to write your own scripts.
That's fine.
I know for
I do it every
problem.
week anyway.
I know for dollars.
I'll do my editing too, actually.
Oh, okay.
'Cause I'd rather do that. I mean, I'll see how well my laptop renders it. If not, I'll just give you the rundown script of how I wanted it edited and stuff.
Okay.
But that's all secrets. You guys don't get to know this yet.
Yeah.
More to come. More to come. More to come. More to come.
Yes.
Yeah,
You don't know what we're talking about. Yeah.
And I also have to edit this podcast. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. By comparison, I just go to class and maybe I'll play a game. Maybe I'll finish Astro. Maybe I'll buy Monstrum Nox. Probably not though.
Oh man, it runs so good on PS5 though.
I bet. But I do not have the time to do an RPG right now.
Oh, I mean, it only took me. You know what? I need to load up the game so I can actually tell you how long it took me to beat the game. So I'll do that after we finish here.
All right. What about you, Leaky One?
Yeah. I will play Subnautica. Be terrified by deep sea space creatures.
Very good.
Yes.
Yes.
That's it, really.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna play Ghost. I'm gonna beat Ghost of Tsushima. I'm gonna play Outriders, and maybe do something else. I don't know. I'm gonna die. Is actually what I'm gonna do. Yeah, that's all we're gonna have for this week. Remember, people, if you want to ask us questions, you can email us at perpetualbacklogpodcast@gmail.com or send it to my Twitter DMs. Or any of these Twitter DMs, since I put their Twitters in the description anyway. But yeah. That's all we have for this
You won't
week.
be good now.
And go. Say goodbye, Aqua.
Goodbye. I didn't say goodbye. I said
Don't jumped in. Goodbye.
goodbye.
Alright, 5, 4. Okay. Oh, it's goodbye. I don't care. I'm just trying my best, alright?
Thank you for listening. If you like this content and want to see more, please like, favorite, and subscribe. Links to our Twitters are in the description.